Okay, everybody. So what we're going to be looking at today is just Lab 5. So this is just a specific video to cover Lab 5 um, from last week. And so that's what we're going to do. So notice that what it says here is in the instructions, download the PDF with the Lab 5 problems. Then there's a PDF. Figure out the answers either using the lecture videos, the reading, or testing. Then type in your answers, the 5 problems, into the text entry box below. You can't see one here. I'll show you it in a second. And then you get 10 points for completion, and then 2 points for each question that you answer correctly. So you don't have to submit any code for this. I gave you the code. You just have to tell me what it does. So let's go ahead and do two things. Let's hit Student View, which will show me the problems here. So this is what you should see when you log in and look at it. There'll be like a text box down here, and that's where you put your answers. So you don't have to label your name because, of course, it's going to be, you're logged into Canvas, so it'll be submitted for you. And you just put your answers there. So like the first question is going to be number 1, so I'll just write number 1. And let's open Lab 5 and let's take a look at it. So the instructions here are just a repeat of what we just said. So main thing is make sure you label what problems you're answering, problem 1, problem 2, etc. You don't have to turn in anything other than your answers. Okay. So they all say predict what the values, there's an extra the there. Predict what values will show up in the alert boxes. And then if you're not sure, you can test them, right? That's the idea. And I purposefully did not explain in this document how to test them because at this point, you should know how to run JavaScript code somehow, some way, right? So if you want to, you can go to the online JavaScript editors. And we've been sticking to Replit because Replit has, it's the easiest to save your stuff there and the easiest to get your files out of. But if you're just writing 1 or 2 lines of code, then it doesn't matter which JavaScript playground you use. So maybe I'll just try this first one. I don't know. What I like about the first one is you just click it and you're already in the JavaScript playground. Now what we would need to do here is just kind of wipe out the script.js. I just selected everything and deleted it, and then you can figure out what's going on here. So first thing we're supposed to do is let x equal 5. Now, of course, that's just going to create the variable x and make it equal to 5. And then we're going to do let y equal x plus 3. So the 5 is going to go in for the x, right? So the 5 goes in for the x. Trying to make this bigger, but it's not. So the 5 goes in for the x. So you're going to end up with 5 plus 3 is 8. So y is going to be 8. Oops. And then, where's the homework? And then we're going to do alert x plus y. So at this point, right, x is 5 and y is 8. So x plus 5 is going to be 8 plus 5, which is going to be 13. So if I put this in here, it immediately pops up a box that says 13. Now, one disadvantage of this JavaScript playground is as soon as you make a change here, like as soon as you do anything, it's popping up a box immediately, which is going to interfere with typing. Unfortunately, that's the way this one works. But as soon as we did put it in, we got 13, right? So we get 13. Or you can just say 13. That's fine. And so that's all we're doing, okay? And it does say to predict. So we shouldn't have to test everything out. We should understand why we're getting what we're getting. But that's the game, right? So on the next one, same thing, but this time the 3 is in single quotes. Now, if we copy paste this, there might be an issue. I'm gonna see. Yeah, see, there is an issue here. So you notice in the console down here it says unexpected, and then there's a symbol. That's because this is the wrong single quote. See, the correct single quote shows up sort of like small vertical, and this one's kind of slanted. That's the wrong one, and that's because you're copy pasting from a PDF. So you have to fix that, or you can put it in double quotes if you need to, but make sure you fix it. And then y is going to be x plus 2 after that. And then we need to do an alert x plus y. And so the whole point here on number 2 is that 3 is a string, right? When we put the single quotes around it, 3 is a string. And we know that when you do a string plus a number, that what will happen is the number will be converted into a string. So it's going to be the string 3 plus the string 2. And we've seen what happens there is we should get a 32, right? But we can, oops, I lost, well, I'll just write it. It was an alert x plus y, right? X plus y. Why do I have a 32? Oh, yeah, it is going to be 332, right? Because x is 3, and then when you do x plus 2, you get 32. So at that point, you have a 3 and a 32. So when you do x plus y, it's very frustrating here every time the box pops up. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting tired of this JavaScript playground, but that's what should show up, right? That makes sense because you have a 3, 2 for y and a 3 for x. So when you do x plus y, you get a 3, 3, 2. So it's interpreting them as strings, not as numbers, which means just the letter or like the character 3, the letter 3. I know 3 is not a letter. I'm using that word on purpose, right? Because it's not interpreting it as a number. Okay, so 332. So you just say, okay, well, that one is going to be 332. And yeah, so you just go through these and you either figure them out yourself or you test them and you see. So like on the next one, we have x equals string 6. Again, you're going to have to fix those single quotes. Also, I'm tired of this one. I don't like that. I'm going to go try this middle one. Well, I don't like that because we don't have a JavaScript. Okay, we're back to Replit. Okay, well that works. Empty JavaScript. So, okay, open JavaScript. Let me go. No, I just want to type. Why you not let me type? Step on. Enter full screen? No, that's not what I want. I don't know why it's not letting me type here in the JavaScript. I'll just go to a new one. Lab 5. Never mind. We'll go to Lab 5. Okay. Yeah. So, what are we doing? Yeah. So I think on this one there was what was it? A single quote? Was it a single quote 6? I don't remember. Yeah. And then you have y is plus x plus 6. That. And the plus here, if you remember, we talked about it in the lecture. That's what we called unary plus. And it converts to a number, is what it does. And so when you do x plus y now, then it's going to be, they're going to add them as numbers So compared to the previous example, right, the difference is this extra plus. I mean, the numbers are different, but also the main difference is that plus. And that's going to stop them from being added as strings. Actually, that's not quite true because it's going to pop up. I'm going to close it and then explain it. Okay, no, it's not. So if you think about what happens here, this is a string, right? That's x. So x is a string. That's what the first line says. Then when we do y equals plus x plus 6, what should happen is the x should be converted to a number. So it's the number 6. So it's the number 6 plus the number 6, which is going to be 12. So y is going to be 12 as a number, not a string. Okay. And then when we do the alert, where we do x plus y, what's going to happen there is the x, right, which we know is a string, is going to be the number, the string 6 plus the number 12. And so just like we saw on the previous example, when you add a string plus a number, then it's going to end up a string. So it should print 612. It should. That's what I would predict, right? But we run it and we'll see. And it does. It says 612. And so a lot of these things are, it's really easy to not, it's really easy to make small mistakes that cause things like this to happen. Like actually when I wrote this problem, right? When I wrote this problem for you guys, in my head, what I was thinking, what I was doing was, I was like, 6 is going to be a number. So we're going to put a 6, or sorry, 6 is a string, but plus 6 will be the number 6. So 6 plus 6 is 12. And then we do the alert and we're going to get a number. But we're not, because x was a string, right? But part of it is treating it as numbers and part of it is being treated as strings. I meant for it all to be numbers. But that's the thing, is you'll do that on accident sometimes if you're not careful. Okay. So these are, the next one here is just to see if you understand the difference between the plus plus at the end or the plus plus at the beginning. And so if you do remember, what's supposed to happen here is if you do a plus plus at the end, then first you add 1, and then you do whatever the line says. So like this is going to be, it's going to print the 3 because x is 3, and then adds 1 to x. Okay. Now when you do the next line, the plus plus at the beginning means we're going to add 1 to y, but we're going to do it first. So you add 1 to y and then prints the y. But since we added 1 to the y is not going to be 3, the y is going to be 4. So we should get a 3 in our first box and a 4 in our second box, because we've changed whether we add the 1 before or after we print the text box. So we should get a 3 and then a 4. We get a 3 and then we get a 4. Okay. So first box 3, second box 4. Last one, we may as well finish it. I was going to say, you could do the last couple yourself, but actually there's only one left, so we may as well do it together. So let's just think what's going to happen. X is going to be 3, and then x, and you get asterisk equals. So the point there is just knowing what that does. What does the asterisk equal do? It means the same thing as this, x equals x times 5. So since x was 3, x equals x times 5, it's going to be 15. And then we do an alert, so we should just get a 15 in the box, which we do. 15. Okay, so that's all you have to do. You should make sure you understand these examples, and you just put in the answers. And when you've got all the answers in there, you just click submit, and then you're done. And it's as easy as that. So you'll be able to see what you put here. If you needed to try again because you mess something up, you can just hit try again and submit it again, and I will grade those and get them back to you soon. All right, so I think that's the whole assignment. So we are done now. So that was quick, but still.